connected to, St. Louis only playing 11 forwards the other night, and Vucinovic and Shen and Thomas in particular kind of floating in and out of the lineup and causing, I guess maybe extra matchup issues or being ready for those.
No, for sure. When those elite guys are jumping on the ice every third shift compared to every fourth shift, there's still things that you got to be watching for, and that's a little bit for me. That's what I've mentioned there about I'm comfortable with whoever's out on the ice against those guys. They've done it all year, and knowing that they have to do it again. We'll see if they do that tomorrow. But at the end of the day, it gives them a different look. Obviously, when Thomas is getting that much ice, and Vucinovic is playing that much, and Kyrou, those guys, it certainly that means the other side as well, that we have to make sure that we're continue to make it a hard game for them, make them defend, run into them when you get the chance. If they're going to log that much ice.
There have been 13 power plays so far in the series, so there's that to consider. But it looks like both teams are really doing a good job with the average shift lengths. Is that one of the things that you guys looked at going into the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not speaking for them, but for us, when it comes to our pace, how do we want to defend fast? How we want to create offensively with speed? You can't do it tired being stuck out there. 50 plus seconds into a minute. So guys have been good that way, recognizing that we need to be changing sort of as a line and kind of getting the next guys out there that can continue to have that momentum and push on the other opposition.
Scott, both of these games have been fast-paced and physical. I'm just wondering your thoughts on how Cole Perfetti's handled himself in that environment.
Yeah, he's been great. He really has. I think that everybody has, both sides. You look at their side too. They're getting hit. We're getting hit. But the big thing is that everybody's getting back up and going right back into the battle. And these type of games, the hits are sometimes you can anticipate. It's those battles in the corners around the net front. And for me, that's where Cole, throughout the whole season, he's done a really good job of getting himself into the piles and coming out with pucks. The game-winning goal the other night, he's the one that pulled it out of the pile, sent it back to JMO, and it kind of reset itself back behind the net. But that's kind of him doing those little things that I ask of everybody else to do too.
Scott, being in Winnipeg, you guys always have travel challenges during the season. Your road schedule might look a little different than some teams, say, on the East Coast or whatever. You guys were the best road team during the regular season, 26 wins, 2 of them came in St. Louis. What is it about your team that allows it to continue to be itself on the road, and how valuable will that be for what's coming up here?
Well, we try not to change how we play. I'd like to think that how we play at home is how we play on the road. There isn't two different ways to play. We're pretty consistent about how we go out and how we attack the opposition, how we defend. So I think just as simple as that. We don't try to change because we're on the road or because we're at home. Anything gets different.
Through 2 games, 1 goal on 5-on-5. Just talk a bit about how effective you guys have been. 1
goal, 5-on-5?
Yeah, against.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry, my bad. How effective do you think you guys have been? What have you liked about your 5-on-5 play?
Well, that's been our buy-in for the last few years, is how we defend. They have lots of skill over there, and they have a real good transition, D joining the rush game, and then offensively, they're a good cycle team. And we've always talked about that when we defend, we take away the guts of the ice, and it's no different in playoffs. Obviously, it gets a bigger sort of attention, both sides of them as well, trying to do it to us. But it's hard to get in the inside of the ice, and that's something for us that we've worked on all year long, not letting teams come in there for free looks. And that's something we're going to have to do right through the whole series, and through playoffs. That if we can keep teams outside, that's plays into our favor.
Scott, what's Dylan DeMelo's reason?
Just what do you call it? What's my word?
Maintenance?
Maintenance, there's the word.
Okay. And also, how close is Gabriel Vilardi to joining
the color of his jersey?
To change
see his color of his jersey?
Yeah, well, but how close is he to changing that
until
color?
that changes. We'll talk about it when it changes. He'll be on the trip. Yep. Nick won't be on the trip.
Last one, guys. Okay, just a question about the practice squad. I know that some of the guys were skating out at Hockey for All Center. So what is kind of the plan for for that group?
Yeah, they just did their year ends. Met with Zinger and Mo. We've got 6, 7 think there's 7 guys there. So they will skate out there. Obviously, we're away. Nobody's coming on the road trip. We have our extra bodies. If we need them, we can fly somebody in, especially with the extra day in between. But they will be a part of, we'll mix them into some of the practices. We can use them as a scout team at times, whether they use them as PK or penalty kill, or maybe set up to make it look like the opposition, what they're doing. But we'll have them. They're going to be a part of it, because if we're planning on making a long run here, depth will be, it has been already important, and it'll always continue to be important.